So beard and mustache is a secondary sexual characteristic in men. It is normally developed due to the androgenic response during puberty. These hairs are sensitive to the hormone testosterone, and this testosterone is converted in the skin into the active form, which is dihydrotestosterone or DHT. This DHT promotes the growth of the facial hair, which is the mustache and beard. So let us see some of the most common causes of a sparse beard or mustache. So the most common cause is genetic or hereditary sparse beard or mustache. Here the patient's facial hair has a poor sensitization to dihydrotestosterone. Here the condition is just the inverse of male pattern balding. In male pattern balding, the patient's scalp hair has increased sensitivity to dihydrotestosterone. Hence the hair thins down and which results in balding. Dihydrotestosterone has just the opposite effect on facial and on facial hair. It increases the growth and the thickness of mustache and beard hair. So if a person has has a hereditary less sensitization to DHT, he will develop a less thinner mustache and beard. The second cause of thin beard and mustache can be hereditary or genetically. The person is born with less number of hair follicles. So even if the sensitization of the DHT is normal, still the patient, because of the decreased number of hair follicles, can have a very sparse beard. Another reason for a person having a patchy beard is a condition called alopecia areata. This is an autoimmune disorder where the patient will present with circular patches of hair loss, especially around the beard and cheek region. This is not only limited to the cheek, the patient can also have the same hair loss pattern even in the scalp. Another systemic cause of poor facial hair growth is can be due to any one of the systemic disorders which can cause low testosterone. So let us look at some of the treatment options for the sparse beard and mustache. If the patient has a genetically sparse beard and mustache, ideally we would suggest the patient to start off with topical serums like minoxidil solutions. This has to be used every day and for a period around minimum of 3 to 6 months. If the patient does not get any satisfactory results following topical use of minoxidil, the next step would be to suggest a hair transplant. If the patient is diagnosed with circular patches of alopecia in the beard region, then the treatment would be to start him on topical steroids or any injectable steroids. And finally, if the thin beard and mustache is due to testosterone deficiency, it is better the patient it's better we investigate the patient for the cause of low testosterone, and possibly we can always start the patient on a hormonal replacement therapy. A beard and mustache transplant is exactly similar to a hair transplant. Here we are relocating the hair from the donor area to your upper lip or to your cheeks to create a beard or mustache. An ideal candidate for a beard and mustache transplant would be one whose sparse beard and mustache is diagnosed to be of genetic cause, one who has adequate and good quality donor site, one who is not having any active form of infection in the recipient site, patient does not suffer from any other comorbidities, one who is fit enough to undergo this procedure under IV sedation. Here the donor site will also be the back of the scalp region, like in a hair transplant. Here the procedure will be done under IV sedation and local anesthesia. Here our anesthetist will give you a little bit of sedation, and here our anesthetist will give you some intravenous sedation for an hour. So this is to make you comfortable when we inject the local anesthetic. The beard transplant procedure is exactly like a hair transplant procedure. It is a daycare surgery and no hospital admission is required. It is done under IV sedation and local anesthesia. Our anesthetist will give a small amount of sedation, so the patient is very comfortable and does not feel the pricks of the local anesthesia injections. The donor site of the transplant will be the scalp region, the back of the scalp region, just like in hair transplant, and the surgery time can be anywhere between 6 to 7 hours depending on the number of grafts, and the technique is just the same as doing a hair transplant for the scalp. The procedure can take anywhere between 5 to 7 hours depending on how many grafts is needed for the patient. This is only a daycare procedure and does not require any admission, and following the surgery the patient can go home. Following your beard transplant, the patient has to wait between 6 to 8 months to see the results of the surgery. Immediately following the surgery, the hair follicles will go into a resting phase, or what we call telogen phase. Here the hair follicles do not grow for a period between 3 to 4 months, and after 3 to 4 months they will start growing, and hence the patient has to wait 6 to 8 months to see results. Following a beard transplant, these are some of the instructions which we give to the patients. The patients will usually experience some swelling and redness following the surgery. This is completely normal and will last around 40 to 72 hours. Patients are asked to avoid sleeping on the sides or face down, as these might dislodge the grafts. The patient is also asked to have a soft, solid or liquid diet and avoid vigorous chewing movement. Like in any surgery, beard transplant or a moustache transplant can have complications. The first one is patient will have facial swelling. So you can expect, due to the surgery, the patient can experience swelling for a period of 48 to 72 hours, and patient is put on anti-inflammatory drugs and anti-edema measures, and patient is asked to sleep in a head-up position. Next is patient can experience a minimal amount of pain, which can be managed with post-op painkillers. Another complication is patient can develop surgical site infections, especially in the recipient site. He can develop folliculitis, which is small infection of the hair follicles. Patient also can develop infection of the donor site if he is not very careful. Yes, the results of the beard transplant are permanent, and the transplanted beard should last your lifetime. If any of you have any other further questions or comments, please do share it with us, and we will get back to you. Thank you.